Becky Victor? Becky Victor. So thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank the Interfaith Alliance of Rochester for giving us a $500 grant for supplies. It's been wonderful. And we will be using them, as you can see, as the evening goes on. So this is the way the evening will go. On your chair, you found a form, which is the actual registration form. If you think you're going to have a neighbor or a family member or someone who may need it because they need to re-register or register for the first time, feel free to take it. If you don't think you're going to need it, just leave it on your chair and we'll pick it up. But the best thing is not to really write on it, especially if you're going to use it. There's space on the back of the handout that you have to put notes on, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so the way it will go, John Keever will go through the form with you, and you can ask any questions that you might have when he's done. Then I'll go through the RVA packet, the Rochester Voter Alliance packet, that will be at sites or you may pick up and explain the charts. And then we've gone really high-tech, far more than I can understand because I don't even have a flip phone. So Charlie Rosenberg is going to show you how to take your phone, and if you find you have all this extra time over the summer, you can go on the website and look at the charts and see where there might be some openings, and all you have to do is fill it in. And I also think that, we need your email, because I think that this sign-in program will also send you email reminders of your shifts, which will be a big help that I won't do it. So really, we're not going to use your email for anything else. It'll be all, taken apart when it's over. But that's what we're hoping to be able to do. So that's the way the evening will go. And now it's John Keever, and you can take your registration form and follow along with it.
I'm John Keever. I've been a volunteer with the Rochester Voters Alliance for a decade or so, and I'm treasurer, and I'm also an election inspector and site chair, and we just changed training a couple nights ago, so hopefully I know sort of what's going on. Why is that acting up? There we go. So, appreciate you being willing to help get people registered in New York State. As it says there, fraud is not a problem. People wanting to vote illegally is not the problem in New York State. The election inspector confirmed Tuesday night. She's been on doing this for 30 years, and there was only one case in 30 years of someone trying to vote who didn't deserve to vote. So that's not the problem. Getting people to bother to vote is the problem, and that's where we come in. We try to make it as easy as possible to get people involved in the system. There are several bills before the New York State Legislature to try to make the process easier. They may or may not pass. The group that's really pushing that, or the coalition of groups, is Let New York Vote. If you want to help encourage the legislators to do things like early voting or automatic voter registration, go to the Let New York Vote website and find out about it, and then send an email, or better yet, call your senator, because the session will end probably around June 20th. So the time to do it is right now if you're willing at all. Okay, the form is actually real easy. It's pretty self-explanatory on the form itself, but we'll go through it in case you have questions and just to reinforce what's on the page. So the forms we have the Board of Elections address on the form, and people can just put a stamp on it and mail it. So if they can't fill it out right then, that's okay. But we'd much rather that they fill it out right with you and get it back to you, because People tend to take things home and forget about them or may not have a stamp. So we'll make it much easier for them. Next. The rest of that front page, in the middle section there is the addresses for other boards of elections in other counties. So if someone wants a form to give it to a friend in Ontario County or something, you can give them this form, they can fill it out, they just need to send it to a different address that's on the back of this form. And there's the Oregon donor form at the bottom there, which we hope you'll think about doing that. Okay, going to the top of the form. Just can't really read that very well. Okay, but look at your form in your hand. So to register to vote, folks need to be a U.S. citizen, need to be 18 years old by the end of the year. So 18 by the election date, November 6th, to vote in this election. But young people can register now. If they're not going to be 18 until the end of the year, they can't really vote. But they can register, and then they will be legally registered from then on. Do I need to repeat that? Okay. And here's the other one. Cannot be in prison or on parole for a felony conviction. So New York State is fairly liberal about that. Places like Florida, any felony conviction, you're permanently disenfranchised. In New York State, if you are convicted of a felony, you have then served your time and gotten off of parole, then you can vote again. Misdemeanors or being in jail unconvicted does not block you from registering and voting. You'll find people that think they cannot vote because they've been in jail, and that's just not the case if they are through with their parole. So that's one thing we can do is encourage people to share with you if they are off of parole and they can register and vote. We hope you won't try to claim the right to vote in two places, but that's, again, not really much of a problem. Okay. The top of the form is a crime to procure a false registration or furnish false information, so this is a legal document. We hope people take it seriously. They encourage people to print in dark ink. So, first question, are you a citizen? The answer is yes. If they can't do that, then they don't vote. And will you be 18 years old on or before election day? So, yes. So even if your birthday is on election day, you can register and vote. Last name, first name, birthday, sex, phone, and email 5, 6, and 7 are optional. We hope people will fill them out. That keeps them involved in the process, especially their phone. Political parties like to get in touch with people. Okay, addresses. There are 2 addresses of concern. People who are homeless can still vote, register and vote. There's an address, the first address they ask for is where you live. So that can be the park bench or tent or wherever they spend most of their time. That's the address they want because they'll find the nearest polling place and well, that will be what they're assigned to. The other address is an address where you receive mail. It can be the same one where you live, for most people it will be. But for homeless people, it is an address where they will accept mail for you and not return it. So the Board of Elections, once you fill out this form, in a few weeks, will send a confirmation letter to that address, the mailing address. And if it gets returned, then that's a problem. That makes your registration a problem. It may not go through. So they need to have an address where people will hold mail for you and not return and say they don't get it. The Board of Elections uses your voting history, which is question 10, to clean up their records. And if you have moved within the county or if you voted somewhere else in the state, they will use the information that follows to cancel the registration at the old address and then put you on their records at the new address. So we encourage people to try to fill it out, but if they can't give you the exact information of their old address, well, as well as you can, but that's not going to stop them from registering.
John? Question?
Yeah, in terms of the voting before, what if they don't know the year? What should be filled in?
Try, make a guess.
A lot of people don't know. They
Rather than unknown, would unknown safer than having an incorrect entry?
Pardon?
Putting in unknown better than having an incorrect?
or even a question mark would
There's
show
question
that
mark,
they had
okay.
at one point, yeah.
Their best guess, I think, is what they really want.
Yeah.
I mean,
You might be able to get people to guess by asking about presidential
Right.
elections.
Right, you can ask
Yeah.
what was the last election you voted in.
Do you remember if you voted in year so-and-so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm more concerned about following up the registration.
No.
It will not follow up the
No,
registration.
no.
Yeah, that information is not as serious legal as most of the other stuff. So identification, block 13. That's that's there. But so you need. They prefer if the person registering can give them one of those: New York State driver's license or a non-driver's license number, or last 4 digits of your social security number. Those are the easiest ones, and they do follow up and confirm that you are a person who's in your state and likely to be a legal voter. If you do not have that kind of information, if you go back to the top of the form, verifying your identity. So election inspectors and the board will accept other forms of identification, such as utility bills, cable bills, bank statements, anything fairly official that has your name and address. Pardon? Well, if they are actually, if they have that with them, which is not too likely, they can include that in the form they give you back. And if they haven't done that, then people can bring, if you have not been able to provide that kind of ID when you register, you can still register, but if you haven't provided that kind of ID, then you need to bring it with you when you vote. So on the poll book, you'll see, for people who haven't shown ID before, show ID. So that's required, and the types of stuff, again, is under the verify your identity. So people can register even if they don't have that kind of information with them at the time. You can encourage them to go ahead and register, but then remind them to bring that information with them when they come to vote the first time. Otherwise, we do not ask for ID when people vote, if they have shown ID once.
Right. It really is not our responsibility, okay? If they have one of those, they would put either last 4 digits or their driver's license. But when the board gets these forms and they see that they didn't put anything down, when they send the letter telling them where they will go to vote, they will say, please bring some identification with you when you vote, and they will list a few options, okay? So we don't stop anyone, okay? And they shouldn't get flustered, it's okay, okay?
Okay. Then block 14 is political party. So people do not have to register for a party. You can mildly encourage them to register for a party of their choice so that they can vote in the primary. If people don't choose to be associated with a party, then there's the block at the bottom there, no party. That's their choice. Are we going to have the legal women voters thing on what describing the party? No. Okay. The safest thing, people may ask you, What party should I join? We are strictly nonpartisan. You really have to neutral on that. So make no recommendations.
Explain it.
Okay. Independence is a particular party that's has their own structure and leaders and all that, which is different than being an independent, which basically is non-registered in the party. So people may have questions about that. Okay, at the very bottom then, optional questions. Block 15, they can check that they need to apply for an absentee ballot. If they check that, then they will get an application for an absentee ballot from the Board of Elections. That's the way the process works. A limited number of conditions for applying for an absentee ballot. I'll cover in a minute. And we can always use poll workers. The pay just went up from $10 an hour to $11 an hour for a basically 17-hour day. But if we need people willing to do that. It's your contribution to making democracy work, because we really do need people to be poll workers to work as election inspectors. Okay. Then when they sign at the bottom there, they are confirming again legally that they are a citizen, they lived in the county for at least 30 days before the election, that they meet the requirements, that there really is their signature or mark, and that the information is true. Okay, one more. Okay, absentee ballot currently is fairly restricted in New York State. That's one of the things we like to make easier to get an absentee ballot. So if people have trouble getting off work that day and know they will, that they can get it. But right at the moment, the only conditions for getting an absentee ballot are that you will be absent from the county on election day, or unable to appear at the polls because of temporary or permanent illness or disability, or caring for someone with those or ill, resident of a VA hospital, or in jail, awaiting grand jury action, or in conviction, or in prison after conviction, like a misdemeanor, not a felony. Felony will lock you, but a misdemeanor conviction does not stop you from registering voting. There are some special cases, election inspectors themselves can get a special absentee ballot, so they don't have to run off. And certain cases of victims of domestic violence. But other than that, it's very restricted getting an absentee ballot. But you have to apply quite a bit in advance, and that people will go through. Okay, one more. I think. Yeah, just to repeat, we encourage you to return the form to you. They might take it home and forget about it. They should get a letter from the Board of Elections once the form is turned in, and officially you confirming, and basically that's the checkup that, yes, mail goes to that address and is accepted as appropriate. That's the board's way of confirming you do live at that place.
Excuse me? To return it to you, do you mean if, on the
Us.
site
Us.
of us?
To the vote.
To the volunteer.
You as a
Volunteer.
RBA volunteer, we collect them and turn them in at the board fairly promptly. And remember that the completed form is a legal document with sensitive information like a driver's license or a social security number. And be careful not to lose it, and get the completed forms to us, preferably within a week or even less, so that the process works properly. Any questions on the mechanics of registry?
How far ahead do you have to ask for an absentee ballot?
That's several weeks. I don't know.
what we usually do is have people check that box right then and there. As long as they're registered, then they would check that they would need an absentee ballot. If somebody stops by and they're already registered, and they don't need to, and they should ask about it, just have them call the Board of Elections, and our sheet for you has it on there, and then they can request one. But that's part of the form, if for a register, okay?
Okay.
Once this is turned in, who has access to this information? People are going to ask.
The only thing, this is part of what I was going to say, we do have permission to take, we ask you not to seal it, because we can take a name and phone number and we can get on the vote calls, just to remind people to vote. That's the only thing that we do. And the nice thing is, we haven't stamped these yet, but we have a code number with the Board of Elections, okay? They track our record for us as to how many we register and then how many actually come out to vote. And we have a huge percentage. I mean, we're in the 50s or above percentage. So we are the only, I mean, you will see it quickly, because before somebody walks up, they'll take a quick look to be sure they filled in all the boxes if they do it on their own. But you don't remember it. And
No one else can have access to her email address?
No, because when I go through the packet that you'll see that it's kept very confidential. And then they're returned to me and I get them down within a week. So no, nobody looks at them at all. No, we value their privacy. And there was one in there.
More questions?
John?
I just had a question. It's along the same line of privacy. When I was doing this, I had people request that I seal it, and
That's fine, absolutely. You, listen, we do not argue with anybody.
Right.
No, if they want to do that, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, I would want to do it. I don't want to.
Sure.
I don't want to give my information to somebody I don't know.
Okay,
And
okay.
if I'm not in their social account or their group, I'm even more suspect. So I don't, you know.
Do what you feel comfortable doing. That's okay, and if you want to do that with all of yours when you're working, that's fine. That's fine. But believe me, they are kept confidential, and I'll show you in a minute how and why. Okay. There was another question. Yes, sir. Oh no, Gail.
If we encounter people who are registered but not affiliated with a party, is this form?
Right, they would use this. Right. And you use this if you want to change parties or if you're not affiliated. Right. Name change, address change, change of party for first timers. Would you use it? Yes.
If you are registering a teenager who is going to be turning 18 before the election, how long will they will not receive their letter until after their birthday, is that correct?
Well, it depends on when you're.
No, but I mean, if let's say I register them in June, they're turning 18 in August, they won't get that letter from these
I'm not
guys.
exactly sure. They may get a letter saying that you're eligible to vote when you turn 18. I don't know specifically.
Yeah, no, I was asking because I registered my granddaughter and
Okay.
she hasn't gotten a letter yet. So
Okay.
I was thinking that maybe that was.
Another reason for an absentee, and I think it's okay if a student is going off to college and wants to register in their home.
Well, that's what it is, out of the county.
Oh, okay. But I mean, especially if it's a kid who's a first timer, they may be more inclined to know their local officials who are running for office rather than if they're out in Missouri. Although maybe a vote in Missouri might be important, but you never know. But anyway, they would sign the little form, and then when they know where they'll get it at home, and then their parents can send it off to them, or they can have it signed, whichever they prefer. But they would be allowed to. Yeah.
You do have to notify the Board of Elections quite a bit in advance. I'd say like a month to get an application for an absentee ballot, and then you get the absentee ballot, and then you have to fill it out and mail it in. So it's a process that takes weeks. You do have to plan ahead, but that process does work.
Yeah. I have a question on the absentee ballot. Are we screening against the criteria that you've shown us? Or if someone says, oh yeah, I want to check that, do we just let them?
for an absentee,
Yes.
it's up to them to tell the truth. We don't.
No, I know, but are we supposed to highlight for them what the qualifications are? Or if they say, oh, I want to be an absentee, I don't want to have to leave the house, let me check absentee. What are we supposed to do?
You don't really have that, to be honest with you.
So we don't screen, we just
No.
let
No,
them decide.
it's not our job.
We're
Okay.
like a messenger, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, the Board of Elections wants to take responsibility for all those kind of decisions as to whether a person qualifies for next development or other concerns.
Were you able to register people from like neighboring counties if they would?
Yes.
Similar to us?
Yes, and then they'll send it to the right county.
So would we,
Even out of state.
but this is specific to Monroe, do you have to label that?
Use this one for us.
No, but
Yeah.
It's already,
because it's a state form, that's right. It's not out of state.
I think he's meaning what the precursor to the address on the front.
No, you don't have to, we just send it in, and the
Oh,
Board of
they'll-
Elections will see the county, and they'll send it off to them.
I took a change of party form about 2 months ago and have not heard who.
The change of party timeline is very long in New York State. You basically, when you want to change your party, it goes into effect the day after the next general election. So it's really long, and that's one of the things we'd like to have our legislature change. But right now,
So it will prevent you perhaps from voting in primaries, okay, now. Okay.
yeah, it can be up to just about a year to change your party. Although if you are registering the first time, then it automatically goes through.
If they're asking about the absentee ballot and they don't really know what the rules are, can you explain to
Sure.
them what? Maybe you're not, okay, so you can explain
You
to them.
could ask them if this or this or this, and then.
Right.
But again, those are decisions that the Board of Elections really wants to be the one making. Don't discourage people when they can.
Right.
Just tell them, you know,
The rules.
Right, if they want to know reasons, you can name a few and say, if you're in doubt, do it. You know.
yeah.
What if someone doesn't remember and says registered to vote?
If they don't have to, you mean.
They don't remember, no, like my daughter's 19, she doesn't remember if she registered to vote in high school or not.
She can register again.
Okay.
It's up to them, they've got the records, and they'll know where she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt if you register twice.
No.
It's the same place.
Vote twice.
No,
They'll catch it because you're using the same form of ID.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, thanks. Now on to the specifics for the Rochester Voter Alliance. Around the room, you will see, for those of you who were here 2 years ago, you remember our charts. These are the sites that we are going to. We will have one more for sure. It will be the main lobby at Strong Memorial. They just don't have their schedule together yet, but it will be going up on our website. We're hoping to also get a really sweet place. We did it 2 years ago. It's the hallway at Monroe Square. So come here, and East House and everybody else comes through. When you are at a facility, which is trigger, when you are at a facility or anywhere, you don't have to just do, let's say it's a health center, just the patients. It can be staff, doctors, anyone who needs to register, okay? Or maybe married or change names or whatever. So we do get a lot of people who are other than are being served there. So around the room are our sites. We have a very new, exciting one, we think, called the Curbside Market. It's through FoodLink, and they come with a truck. And we have selected about 13 high-rise apartments in the city. And if you choose the one with Keeler Street, DePaul, and whatever, you can just follow the truck and go to 3 of them. Because it's only a 45-minute, they told me that, it's only a 45-minute stretch of time, and then they move on to the next one. But anyway, that's beside one. I also put the map in between the two curbside charts so that you can, and I numbered each one, so you can look at the number and then kind of look on the map to see where it is, to see if, you know, that makes sense to you. Okay? So anyway, we have a couple of different kinds of sites. We have health centers and soup kitchens. Those are inside a building. And in those places, we will have a table and chairs. At all of the health centers, and I think there are only 4, they will store our packet for us at the reception desk or security. They know all about us. We've been there many, many years, and all you have to do is go in and say, I'm with the Rochester Voter Alliance, may I please have a packet? They will have a table and chair set up for you. They're really very accommodating. And at the end of your shift, please return it to the same person who gave it to you. If you are at a market, John does West Side and Public Market, you're outside and you have a clipboard, and he'll tell you if you do choose those places where to stand and what to do and so on, because they are specific so that we don't get in the way of the vendors and so on and so forth. So that you walk around a bit, okay? And there are 2 shifts at the Public Market, at 8 to 10 in the morning and then at 10 to 12. It's all marked out on the charts, okay? At the curbside market, they know we're coming because I talked to the fellow already, and you can just sort of stand to the side or out of the way or whatever. And he said they get about 30 people each time. So we're only going there twice each month, and all, skipping a week in between because we don't want to be a pest and so on and so forth. So those are the new places, okay? And then the difference between going to a health center, soup kitchen, versus going to a market kind of thing outside. Okay, so here is the packet, all right?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What about schools? You don't go to colleges, campuses?
The League of Women Voters does that, because they do so much education. They do education and they do it well, and we really are focusing on just getting people, we just focus on getting people registered. Okay, John mentioned something about people who may have been a felon, okay? This is a flyer that you can keep on your tabletop. You can tape it to the back of your clipboard, okay? There's also the cheat sheet on the other side that you have with you tonight so that you won't have to worry about it. I'm not going to go through this because I think you can read it yourselves, and I don't want to bore you with it, but it pretty much describes what John said and what we're going over right now. So very often you will find someone who kind of I have to start way back. You have to be pleasantly aggressive. Good morning. Hi, are you registered to vote? We'd be happy to help you. No, thanks, I'm fine. Okay, thank you. All right. And then maybe somebody will come up to the table, and then you can help them do it. Someone might walk by very sheepishly and kind of, no, I can't. And then just sort of say, well, we have some materials here on the table. Do you want to take a look? Not 9 times out of 10, but a goodly number out of 10, you will find that that person had been a felon. Okay? And the system tells them, sadly, that they can never vote again. And that's just not true. If they have finished serving their time and they're off parole, as John said, they are entitled to vote. And you have no idea. It makes me cry because I had a man who had been out for 7 years, and I thought he was going to jump through the ceiling. He was so excited. He had missed 7 elections because he knew. Well, that's what they do, and he never had an opportunity to register. Yes, Dave?
Didn't Governor Cuomo...
Tried, but it hasn't passed yet.
Okay.
They're trying, but it didn't pass, yeah. So anyway, that is, you kind of have to tread lightly, and you don't want to force somebody. If they say no, then fine, let them, go by and say, well, maybe think about it, I'll be here probably when you come out or whatever. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I put tape on the back of this just to preserve it. We'll probably do that for your kids. You can hang this from a table, you can put it on the table. Work in pairs, always work in pairs, okay? So one can have this on his or her clipboard, and the other one can have the felony sheet, so that people will know, okay? Then, we also have about a Spanish sign, and if people do not understand what we are saying, we can put that out here. You will have 2 envelopes in your packet. The small one has 10 Spanish forms and stickers. I registered to vote today. You hand it to the person, you don't put it on them. The larger one is 20 English, okay? Now here's the secret though. When you are at your shift, kind of take a look and see how the supply is. If you're down to like 5 English and 3 Spanish, call me ASAP so we can replenish for the next shift, okay? You really don't want, we've had cases where someone gets there and there's nothing there. So call me, okay? That's important. John said, and somebody's asked about the confidentiality, there's a large plain envelope with the word return highlighted. Take each and every form as the person finishes it and put it in here to keep it separate and together, and it doesn't fly around or just, stay on the table or whatever, or fall off the table onto the ground. Keep them in here. At the end of your shift, please just take them out, and there might be rubber bands or whatever, just bring them to me. I will have an envelope if I'm not home inside my front doors, and people left them there 2 years ago by the hundreds. And I come home every day or whenever I get back and I take them out and bring them in. And then I take them down to the Board of Elections, okay? But you want to leave this, the return envelope, so that people can use it. It's really important. You don't want to accidentally take a completed form and stick it back in the small Spanish or the English section, okay? So that's just one thing. We also have 2 pens, so you might have more than one person registering at a time. We'll also give you a roll of tape in case you need to take something down or hang something up or whatever, okay? It's fun. It really is. You will feel really very gratified registering a first-timer, maybe someone who's in the citizen, whatever. It's great. It's just really, really great. And as I say, be pleasant, really aggressive, okay? But if somebody says no, don't force them, or they're in a hurry, that's fine, I'll be here when you get there. Because very often if you're in a health center, they're on their way to an appointment. And that's first and foremost. Maybe they have a health issue. Okay, that's first and foremost. But it's really a pleasant time, and I just want to take look to be sure that I did. Oh, at Highland Family Medicine, you will notice on Mondays there are 2 shifts. That's their busiest day. So we're doing a morning and an afternoon, so don't be confused. And on the charts are little tiny, I should say Sister Grazia has been an amazing force. I don't know how many of you remember her, but she was really one of the original group. And her health doesn't let her get out as much as she used to, so we've been going there to meet with her, but it's too much for her to come out now. But she made up all of the sheets that you have here and the family. She just does everything. So she helps us in a way that we can't do and gives her pleasure because that's something that she can do. So I just wanted to say something. And I did want to start in too by thanking Dave Rickham, who is a member of this church, for letting us be here tonight. Gone over everything. I don't think we're going to get too many more new sites. There's a possibility Heidi is working on some of the Spanish churches in the city that we went to last year, and I know some of you volunteered there. We don't have those lined up yet, but the nice thing is we're not starting until August, so we can get a few more places lined up if need be, and people can connect with us. But that's really, I think, what I wanted to say. You should get a reminder either from me if the system doesn't work 3 to 7 days before your shift. And that's why I need email. I mean, a phone is great too, but what I usually do is just write down the email and then who you're going to be working with so you'll know who to expect and so on. If, I don't, but if you cannot make your shift, please let me know as soon as you know that you won't be able to. Because we really need to have 2 people for lots of reasons. And if you are willing to be a sub and get a call sort of at the last minute, give me your name, please, before you leave tonight, and I can make a list. Yes?
So, the shift, so are we signing up online for what we want?
Tonight you're going to be signing up here. It asks for your name, phone, and email. After tonight, and you find that you have more time, or you didn't sign up as much as you wanted to tonight, then yes, you can go. Give us a day or 2. I've got to get in touch with Dave Elias, who's putting it online for us. And then Dave Rip is going to be sending him a video of this so we can put the 2 together. So if somebody could, that's why we want to know who was here tonight, because those people who were not here tonight will definitely get a link to this so they can find out what we said and so forth, and then sign up. But yes, you can sign up.
And one more quick question
Sure.
that maybe Johnny asked was, what if somebody says, can you help me fill this out?
Oh, yes, you can. If a person is illiterate and can only make an X, you can fill out the form for the person. Very often when I go to a special soup kitchen and they're eating and so on, I'll say, you continue to eat, just tell me what it is, and I'll fill it in for you. And then they sign their names. And honestly, though, there are some people who do sign with an X, and that's perfectly okay, because then they have someone go into the booth with them and read the ballot for them, and then they know where to put it. No one is the prime. Good question. There was another one? Yes.
When do you have to register by in order to vote in November 6th?
October, what, 7th, 12th?
30 days before.
30 days before the election.
Early October.
Earlier, we are stopping, I think our last day is the 5th, because it just gives me a chance to get everything down there to be sure it's there. Somebody, yes, Bob?
What's the website address?
It's on the back of your form, on your sheet. Yes, and Charlie's going to go over that in a minute. Yes. John?
Just a few words about the public market. We can use like 4 people per shift. As a public market, we're not allowed to be in under the shed roof. So we stand around at the entrances to the shed. So there's a number of different places people can be. We don't stand in one place. We don't have a table. So you're walking around with a clipboard, and most of the time I have people put a sign on their front and back that says registered here. Visible. That's the way to get people involved. You have to, most people you have to actually walk up to. Are you registered?
Oh, the form's on the clipboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a clipboard and carry around.
You guys provide the clipboard, right?
Pardon?
You guys provide the clipboard, right?
Yes.
At the public market, all their clipboards for folks.
Okay.
Okay. You will notice, yes, as John said, for the public market, for instance, there will be 2, shifts, 8 to 10 for 2 people, and then 10 to 12 for 2 more people. Okay? And the other thing I wanted to say, if, for instance, Jordan Health is the first one, and I divided up the months, if, for instance, you're doing more than one date in August, just fill out the first little tab completely, and then for any other dates that you're going to take, just put your name, full name. You don't have to write the whole thing all over again. But if you're going to another site, okay, it would be helpful. So you can walk around. Any other questions before? Yes, sure. Oh, yes, please. If you did not sign in, I would appreciate it, because I want to know who wasn't here tonight from my long email list, because then we'll want to be sure to get information to them. Okay? So please do sign in. Yes.
I imagine Idera was taking the lead in trying to register folks who come from Puerto Rico. Is there any coordination on that? Is there any way we can assist with that if they need more?
We haven't. We did
That's
work
a
with...
big blocker.
Right. We did sort of work with them last time, but it turned out to be that they were doing more political work, and so we had to say that we really couldn't, and so they did their own registration. We did meet with them, yes, we did. But see, we really have to be nonpartisan. And somebody's going to say, well, who do you vote for? And say, well, it doesn't matter. And the other thing is, let them know that even though they sign up for a political party, when they go in to vote, they can vote for any Harriet, Tom, Dick, Susan, or whatever, okay? They're not locked into that. And sometimes people feel that, they are, okay? So tell them it really doesn't matter. It's just a vote in primary. Yes, we did.
What about, do you get access to these for situations that are outside of this? Like I have access to several places that I go during the week with my job, the soup kitchen and food pantry that
You want to have a few extras?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Just get it back to me. Fine, talk to me afterwards, and we can get you some. Sure. Yes, we do.
I understand for the health centers, you said that packets would be on site, and
the other places? Okay. Very good question, and I should have said that. I will be able to tell by what people sign up for as to whether there will be a packet at the site or not. And as I said, the centers, definitely health centers will. Unfortunately, or for whatever, the packets that cannot be stored, even some of the soup kitchens can't be stored there because we're not there often enough. If we're there 3 days a week, 2-3 days a week, that's one thing, and they have a security person. But soup kitchens generally don't. It's just that we're inside. Okay. So in those cases, The packets will be picked up from me for the most part and returned to me for the next person to take a shift. That's the only little bit of inconvenience, but we have to be careful with the materials, okay?
Or your house.
My house, yes. My, on the sheet,
Okay.
on this sheet, gotta be there somewhere. Oh yes, where it says follow-up, it gives my name, address, and phone number, okay? And even my email. So are you familiar with the 12 corners? Okay, I'm right off of Whitten Road, 5 blocks north of 12 corners. The street only goes off to the right, and with the fifth house down on the right, a gray house with a big white front porch. And the packet will be there for you to drop in your completed forms. So I will, when you're notified, or even before, once I find out where you signed up, I can send you an email and say, you go ahead to pick up the packet here. Now, maybe the person who's doing it the week before you or something is a friend or a neighbor or whatever, and you want to work something out, he or she can drop it to you. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I just want to get the completed forms back. So you might be working, with friends or something. But it is really important to sign up with 2. And if you don't know somebody but you see a blank, fill it in. It's a nice way to meet somebody new. A lot of people made some really good friends by, sharing it with someone that they didn't know before. Well, I thank you on behalf of Rochester Voter Alliance for coming back. It was amazing. We did this because you asked us to do it. Okay, we only do it really every 4 years, but there was such a... Yes. You, sir.
I don't have my schedule memorized this far in advance, so should I just sign up online later on?
Sure, whatever works for you. Yes, Charlie. Yes, would you come up? Okay, it's now Charlie's going to tell you how to sign up. So if you have a phone, you can take out your phone. Can you do it? And when he's done, then feel free to get some refreshments and go around and sign up to your heart's delight. And when you finish signing up as much as you want, feel free to leave. And I thank you very much on behalf of our idea.
Do you know if the leave is
Yes. Yeah. If you're not going to need it, do leave it on the seat, and we'll collect them. Okay. Thank you.
So I won't talk very long. Judy, you putting this link on the RDA website?
Yes.
Okay, so there will be a link.
Louder.
Okay, sorry. So this is kind of new. We're using this. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
So many of you who may be involved with other organizations have used this website before. It used to be called Volunteer Spot. I know a bunch of organizations, Habitat used it, RAIN used it. It's now called Sign Up, but it's the exact same thing. It's super easy to use. I'm a tech person, so you can't really trust me when I say that, but I think it really is. So you'll see all of the, once it's set up, I'm not sure if it's completely set up yet.
It's set up, but it shows everything is not signed up for, so you're going to...
Right, because nobody signed up for things yet.
Right, but so when we sign up here tonight, you're going to have to, somebody's
Well,
going to put that all in. Yeah. So you need time for that to happen.
Right. So you'll see all the different locations and dates where there's slots, and you'll see all the different time slots for each one. And it's really simple. You log in. Again, you don't need to register an account, but it has your email address. You don't get junk mail from it, so you don't have to worry about that. I've used it for years, and I have never gotten any junk mail from that website. It does have an ad at the bottom of it, which you ignore. But other than that, it's pretty harmless. You sign up for your spots. I think you can also see who's signed up for spots with you. And it'll also send you, if you need to change your spot, you can do so easily. It'll send you a reminder email, as Judy mentioned, a day or two before. I think it'll add it to your calendar if you want it to. So it's super easy to use. I guess I don't know, if anybody has any specific questions, they can come up to me. I actually have it on my phone now. If anybody wants to see what it looks like, I'd be happy to show it to you. Yes. If anybody wants to contact me directly, I can give you my email address. It's Charlie, CHARLIE, .r.rosenberg@gmail.com. Charlie.r.rosenberg with an E, ROSENBERG @gmail.com.
Is it sign up Genius or is it?
No, it's called signup.com.
You have to create an account, right?
I think it has your email address and it might have your phone number, and I think that's the only. It's been so long I can't actually remember. Oh, but maybe you can skip through that part, I think. I can help you walk through it. Okay. Yeah. So if anybody has any specific questions, I'd be happy to walk it through.
Are you going to send an invitation? Are you going to send an invitation to everyone on email for this, or do you have to do this?
Okay, so anybody who's signing up here, we're going to be entering into the site, so you'll be able to, once you do...
But are you going to enter those email addresses and then send out a hi? Would you like to sign?
Oh, that's up to Judy.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Oh, well, when I do sign up before, I set up a schedule, and then I send to all the people who are on my email addresses an email that says it's easy, and it gives these instructions so you don't have to put in 15 numbers and where did you put them in wrong.
Right, okay, because it's on, I think it's online somehow. But what I will do is send out this link, and especially, but it's on the website. It should be on. The link is on the website. Right. The RVA. Okay? Yes. It's on this link is on the Rochester Voter Alliance website, and that's where the sign up will be. And then people who are here tonight will know. Yes, Judy.
I was just going to say, if people are uncomfortable with technology and want to practice, you could practice by signing up for the training session we're currently in, because right now Charlie and I are the only two who are signed up for it. If you want to practice, you can practice with that, and that's not going to impact the beautiful schedule you have on the wall.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, did you all hear that? You can practice by signing up for this. John?
We won't have the names entered for a while, like a couple of weeks.
I'm going to get to it.
Right, but if you go tomorrow, why you won't see whether the site is already filled or not. So give her a week.
But the other thing is, really, the beauty of this is that we're not starting until August. So if I don't even get to it till like the very end of June or the beginning of July, it's still not going to, I hope, hold you up. Because I would imagine you're going to sign up for most of the shifts tonight. And I'm losing ground. And then I will get it on and get it over to our website. Yes?
Are there any of these sites that you're needing volunteers for, that you're maybe concerned that you're not going to have turnout that we should pay attention to?
They're all really important. I mean, yeah, they really, really are. We've been to all of them before except the curbside market. So they know, they know us and they're welcoming us back. So I would say they all really are. And if you notice, for instance, the Wise don't want us there very often. I think we're only going there like once each month. So that's an easy kind of a thing, you know. Those are inside too, but you still need to pick up the bag because it's only once a month. But they all really are important. I wouldn't say one is more important than the other, because you're hitting people who are disenfranchised at health centers, you're hitting people at the curbside market who might be too. And that's the population you really want to go to, so I hope.
One more thing about the public market. We can use young people. So if you have kids in high school or even junior high, you don't have to be a registered voter to hand the form to someone. So if you want to get your kids involved in the democratic process early, why have them come? We can have up to 4 people per shift. Let us know so we'll have enough clipboards, but feel free to get your kids involved if at all possible.
Is there, what age range would be too little? Like a 12-year-old be able to do it, or is that like?
Well, you're interacting with people, so yeah.
If she's comfortable doing it, or if she's comfortable doing that, or is that just not a good idea?
Right, you know your own child, and if he or she would be willing to say, hi, are you registered to vote? Here's a form, and they're able to do that, then by all means, you know. But if they want to cling to you and hold onto your pant leg and say, oh, Daddy, get me out of here, then I would say, no. Maybe another 2 years, yes.
I don't want that.
Okay. One thing that I did want to say that John sort of said that they can take it. Of course, if someone is adamant about taking the form home and mailing it, by all means. But say, we really make it so easy for you, you don't have to worry about a stamp and take it down and it'll get to the Board of Elections within the week. Because, as he said, it's going to get lost, or it's going to get forgotten. And then they're going to want to know what they didn't hear from the Board of Elections. So, but we don't say that. But anyway, you really want to encourage them to give it back to us. Yes?
What's the website for the Rochester voter rights? What is the website?
I think it's RVA.org. You know what? Once I get home, I'll send an email out to all of you. But I'm pretty sure it's RVA.org. Yeah, that's what it was 2 years ago. Yes, no, you have to go to that particular program. Yes.
I'm involved with some other organizations that are interested in registering people to vote. Is it okay to share this information and, invite them or to tell them that they're welcome to also sign up for some of these slots?
I would like to know first because really I want to be sure that they're going to be totally nonpartisan. We've just had a practice where they touched base with me, okay? Because we have a responsibility, really, and so I would just like to. So yes, it's fine, but have them touch base. I mean, people brought friends tonight, okay? But I'm going to be interacting and so on and so forth with them, and they do know. It would give me a chance just to talk to them, if you don't mind that. Okay?
So give them your email or something?
And phone number, sure.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Ginny.
The URL is rochesterburgeralliance.org.
Say it really loudly again.
Rochester voteralliance.org is the URL.
Thank you.
It's not RVA.
Okay, Rochester Voter Alliance, the whole long title. Okay, thank you.
Remember what you
Right. Thank you. Sign up. Have goodies. You can talk to us if you have other questions. And I thank